I can't believe I didn't log out and in. Man, I've been doing that a lot lately. Shows you how tired I've been when I've been playing. Very tired. Okay, so maybe not a good idea to take on 2 casters. Probably not a good idea.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Damn. Shit. What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. I think that's the main thing there.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I should just yield early. Sorry, but I'm not gonna let you steal my quest mob. It's not gonna happen. Sorry. That's what I hate about hardcore, is that you can't share. You can't, like, I mean, hardcore and classic. Like in Turtle WoW, you can. Like, I think Turtle WoW, being able to group with other players, I don't think it's necessarily, like, I don't want people to be able to group all the time, but I think there should be a rule that says you can group for named quest mobs. Like, if you're doing, like, an escort quest or something, I think, you know, grouping might not be, might not be a bad thing, you know. Crap, now I'm gonna lose this quest. Because he's gonna get killed. This is gonna die. What if I interrupt this guy and kill him?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
A little dicey. Spicy, even. Why is combat beginning for me? I don't even have threat. What the fuck? How is combat beginning for me? You see that? I don't even have him tagged. Unless he was gonna like drop the combat right when I buffed the other guy? Unbelievable. Shades of Lineage 2.
I am honored.
I really dislike this ground texture that they used in Teldrassil. I mean, I like Teldrassil, but man, this ground texture is just
Good luck, friend.
not very good. Slight shield upgrade here. Probably looks like crap. Look at the slightly misshapen bent shield. Hell, did she just interrupt me? Did you see that? It looked like I was starting to cast a heal and the fucking person interrupted me. Is that what happened? No, I don't know. That was weird. Maybe I moved. I don't know. That was very strange. It was very strange. Guy just keeps trying to hit my mobs. He said sorry that he's shooting my... Maybe... Oh, you know what? Maybe he was trying to help me. Who knows? I don't know what... I mean, I'm clearly... You know, I'm a paladin. I'm slow, so I'm running towards this mob to hit it. So it's pretty obvious that, yeah, that I'm going to hit this mob. You know, it's not like I'm hiding the fact of what I'm doing here. So hopefully he's not so dense that he's just like, oh, dear, I'm just going to kill this mob. Oh, my God. I'm drinking coffee, so I might get a little hyper. I hurt my knee. Well, I don't want to say I hurt my knee. You know, I've got... Unfortunately, I never... This is one thing in my life I never thought I'd say. I never thought I'd say I've got bad knees. That's something... It's something when you're growing up, you never want to in your life say you have bad knees. It's just like... Because you see people with bad knees who walk around struggling, you know, because they have bad knees. And you're like, man, that must suck. Well, guess what? I'm 52 years old. I've got bad knees. I never thought I'd say that, but what happened was I played a lot of tennis, like growing up on hard courts. I mean, I'm talking a lot. I was on the courts 4 or 5 hours a day, every day for years on hard courts, and it took a toll. I mean, it took its toll. And then I hurt my knee playing tennis. Like when I hadn't played tennis for years, and I got back on the tennis court, and I tried to, you know, I was like the weekend warrior. I thought, oh, I could just play like I did when I was young, and I doing crazy shit, going all out, and I tore my ACL. I was on a clay court and was playing doubles, and someone hit a cross court backhand, and I really quickly stepped to my left to do a kind of a reaching, lunging backhand volley, and when I planted my left foot, it slid. It just slid, you know, on the clay, and as your leg is trying to balance itself, something just popped. I mean, literally, just my tendon just ruptured. And yeah, whatever, you know. And so then I ended up playing basketball like 6 or 3 months later, and then it just completely tore the tendon. I severed it. It was gone. I had no ACL anymore. It was completely gone. So I had ACL reconstructive surgery on my. It was actually my right knee, not my left. So I was lunging to my right. Reconstructive surgery on my right knee, and that went pretty successfully. And my right knee now I can't sit. I can't do like a baseball catcher's stance. I can't sit down like that because it hurts on my right knee. But other than that, my right knee's pretty good. I mean, I can walk, I can run. I don't have too much discomfort with my right knee. It feels strong too. It does get sore though. If I go like on like 2-3 hour long hikes or something, my right knee will get sore, and I think that's just lack of limberness, and I need to do more stretching with that leg. I don't want to attack these sorceresses. And so, and I did, and then I did something stupid one time when I was out drinking. And I was going. This is like the dumbest story, and I don't think I've ever told anybody this. It was one of the dumbest things I've ever done. I was out drinking. I ran home to grab something from my apartment. Right, and my apartment complex is fairly big at the time. So from my apartment to the gate to get out of the complex was pretty far, and I didn't want to. If I could go through a certain section of the gate, I could expedite my trip back to where I was going, which is like a restaurant. So I was like, I'll just climb over the gate here, right? I was like, I'll just climb the fence, you know. It's just a stupid thing you do when you're drunk, right? And I climbed over this fence, and it was really tall fence, right? So I didn't feel comfortable like climbing down the other side. There was like a power transformer on the other side, and I was like, I'll just jump off the top of this fence, this like 8-foot fence or 6-foot or however tall it is, to this power transformer. I still to this day can't believe I did this, right? I still can't believe how stupid I was to do this. And I think part of the reason I did this is I just thought it would be fun. I was like, oh, this looks like fun. Let's, like this looks like a fun thing to do.
How generous.
Maybe when you're 15 it's something you can do, but not when you're like in my age. I think I was like 30 or something. So I climb this fence, and I decide to jump from the top of this tall fence onto a power transformer. And it's a good, I don't know, maybe it's a good 8 feet away. I jump off. I land on the edge, and as I land on the edge, I can tell that my balance isn't good, so I'm going to fall off the side of this transformer. Which is not a big deal. A big deal. It wasn't that tall. It was probably like 4 feet off the ground or something, the top of it, you know. But what happened is, as I'm falling, my left ankle got hung up on the top of the transformer. And so as I was falling, like all my weight kind of pushed my left leg. You know, it kind of got caught up on the top. So what happened was my knee got pulled really hard. My left knee got pulled really hard as I was falling to the ground. And it tore my ACL in my left knee. And I knew it too right away. I felt something I felt quite a bit of pain. And so I got up and picked myself up and said, bro, you're the dumbest person in the world to do something stupid like that. And then I walked to the restaurant where I was at and sat down with my friends and had a beer. And then I ended up going to the doctor, and they did an MRI, and they said, yeah, it's you know, you've got a tear, but you know, we can either wait and see if you need surgery or whatever. So we waited, and it turned, you know, it seemed to heal on its own, and you know, I never really, it actually healed up pretty good, and I didn't seem to have any issues with my left knee for a very, very long time. And then, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, I started getting soreness in that knee, maybe 3 years ago. And then when I moved to this apartment that I'm in now, I spent like 3 days moving, just going up and down 3 flights of stairs, because I lived on the 3rd floor, and I was moving to another apartment that was on the 3rd floor, so I was doing all this like up and down stairs. And after 3 days, the next day when I got up, after the move was finally complete, I could barely walk. I mean, and it wasn't just my left knee. Both my knees were shot. I mean, they both just hurt like bad. And I was like, wow. I go, man. And that's when I first said to myself, I've got bad knees, right? Which is something you never want to say to yourself, right? Never take for granted your physical fitness, guys. I mean, you guys all know this, but make sure you work out, stay in good shape, don't get fat. If you do sports, be careful what sports you do. Tennis on hard court, like I did for all those years, it didn't really hurt my knees, but what it did was it wore out my my meniscus. So the cushion between my knee socket, where the bone meets where your top leg meets your bottom leg, you've got like a layer of meniscus that's like a cushion. Basically what happened is that got worn down really thin, probably about half as thin as it should be. And because of that, it's not as sturdy. Your knee just isn't as sturdy, and it's not as, it's just not good. Let's put it that way. Level 12, Bob. I'm only level 10. Anyways, so my knees were really, really, really hurting. It took me like almost an entire week to kind of recover, to where I felt like my knees were not as bad, but they didn't fully recover. Ever since that move, which was about a month and a half, I don't know, maybe it was 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. Ever since that move, my knees I've still had some discomfort and some pain when I'm walking the dog and stuff. And then just the other day, I was walking the dog, and my wife had thrown the frisbee, and it had gone down the side of this hill into some brush out towards the water. So I'm like, okay, I'll go get it. So I'm climbing down the hill. I get the frisbee, I throw it up to my wife, and as I'm walking up the hill, I put my right leg up high on the hill, and it's a very steep hill. And as I brought my left leg up to push off, it just kind of slipped a little bit, like it kind of didn't have the best footing, and it just kind of slipped. I didn't really twist it or anything. It was weird. It was like I didn't feel like I twisted my knee. Like my leg just kind of slid a little bit. My left foot kind of slipped, and I pushed, and maybe my knee twisted ever so slightly, but whatever it was, right away there was a sharp pain in my left knee, and I was like, and I knew something wasn't right. I go, something's not right. And I got to the top of the hill, and I was really in, pretty high degree of pain. And I said to my wife, I said, I fucked my knee up. I said, there's something wrong with my knee. And so the next day, it hurt a lot. And when I got home, I pretty much just stayed off my feet for that night, because it was already like 6, 7 p.m. Well, then the next day I woke up, which was yesterday, I think. Yeah, I think. What's today? Yeah, it was yesterday. So yesterday I woke up, and I got out of bed, and my knee had completely like stiffened up. I mean, I couldn't like extend my leg. It hurt to walk. I mean, it was excruciatingly painful to walk on that leg, like really painful. I told my boss, I said, hey, I got to work from home. I said, I don't think I can get up and get in the car. And so I called the doctor, and I have a doctor's appointment next Monday at a orthopedic doctor, which I've been wanting to do anyway, because I knew that knee had some issues. Honestly, I would like to have both knees looked at. So I would like to have both knees MRI'd again. I think the right knee might need some, just like a scope where they go in and kind of clean up any kind of damaged cartilage, because I think there's some cartilage in my right knee that needs to be cleaned up. You know, procedures that's very common amongst like football players. You know, football players have a lot of issues with their knees. You know, they get a lot of knee damage from just, you know, from all the shit they're doing, and pretty common to go in there with a scope and they basically just clean out any cartilage that isn't laying the right way. You know, maybe there's pieces that are torn off or hanging, or, you know, like if you move your knee and you lock it out and sometimes you hear like snaps and crunching and stuff, that's usually an indication you've got some damaged stuff going on there. So let's see what else do we need. So anyways, the moral of the story is don't try to jump from a tall fence to a power transformer. Don't try to play tennis like you could when you were 15 when you're 30. And if you do hurt your knee, go to the doctor. So I'm hoping to get my knees fixed before I go on our vacation this year to Tennessee in November, because I do a lot of hiking. Got to be able to move through the woods, move up and down the hills and stuff without any issues, you know. So this music really isn't. It's just. Music isn't cutting it today, guys. Got a two-hand weapon here, but I'm not really sure. Oh, I can't switch the two-hand weapon because I don't have enough room in my inventory.
Lovely.
Oh, 4 straight. This is actually a better weapon than the one I have. Except I do not know how to use swords, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know how to use two-hand weapons yet. This quest is done. Oh, that reminds me, there was another add-on. Let's take a look at this. I've been having a hard time playing WoW lately because there's been so much going on outside of WoW, like in RL, that's been really a distraction for me. That on top of that, I've been really tired because I've had to start driving to work every day, which I'm not used to, and that's really actually made me very tired, to be honest. What's the look we give her here? 28 silver. 15. What's gonna be the here? 3 copper. Give me the spell. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at add-ons, because I installed an add-on and I want to try it out. Yeah, this music just is not doing it for me today. It's too loud. It's too annoying. I'm really bitchy today, if you guys haven't. Probably because my knee hurts like hell. Okay, so we're gonna go to add-ons. I installed a new add-on. I think I did. Oh, maybe I didn't. Knee plates. There, Power Wars Classic is the one I installed. I don't know if I've ever used it before. It should be very similar. Let's take... No idea how to open this up. Let's go add-ons. Power Auras Classic, only loadable on demand. Okay. Not showing up here. Our options. Phase, policy. I open it up. All right, we're gonna do this.
Got Maelstrom Weapon. Hey everyone, it's Red Mist here again. Queued off Addon WA. So let's have a quick little tutorial of it. Very simple one.
POWA. Really? POWA. Here we go. Oh, interesting. This looks a little different. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the tutorial. Let's go ahead and watch this guy's tutorial. Let's first make sure we log out without dying. I see so many people start to log out, and then they go away, they walk away, and they die. Oh, man. Alright, so let's watch this tutorial.
/power, POWA. That's how you get the mod up, /power. So you can see here there's two panels. If I right click on...
Okay, so this doesn't look too bad. I've used Power Auras, an older version, like one of the first version of this. This looks like it's similar. So instead of, like the old one was POWA. Oh, so it is the same shit. So what we do is we have character, page 1, global effects. What we're going to do is we're going to click here, we're going to say new. Yeah, and all we're going to do is we're going to set like the auras that I've used in the past. Oh, wow. Something here. They've got an overlay for it now, and we're going to go into textures. And my phone's ringing. Sorry about that. So this one's a lot more, there's a lot more stuff going on here. They got sounds, timers, stacks. But all we're going to do is texture. And we're just going to say that when... Oh, they got some new ones. Look at this. This is cool because we have a lot more textures than we did in the original version. I use this just to track add-ons that are, you know, like buffs that I want to keep on that drop. Like, you know, I was using like, I think, can't seem to get this thing to stop moving. Just click the button. I was using like this, and then here was size, opacity, symmetry, deformation, rotation size. I was using something like this, and I was just putting it down here to say, hey, if Blessing of Might drops, you know, make this appear. So we go in, we've got our gradient style, we've got our animations. end animations. In animation, secondary animation. They got a lot, man. They got a lot. Cool because it automatically previews. This has a lot more stuff in it. I'm probably gonna end up spending way too much time playing around with this stuff. I don't like that kind of what's shaking though. Rid of the pulse and let's. Orbit. There we go. Secondary blend mode. Blend. Texture strength. I don't know. It looks weird. Where's the and then the color? Since I'm as Paladin, I was doing this kind of like reddish pink. Now we just need to go in and say what, you know, where do we set it up? Like this is the activation is here, so we're gonna say buff, and we're gonna say where do we show it? Enter here the name of the ID. Enter here the name or ID of the buff. It's going to be Blessing of Might. And then we need to find out where. Opacity, texture, level, frame strata, texture strata modes, custom textures. What I'm looking for is. What's all this stuff? Exact name, invert, in combat mounted. This is a buff. Enter here the operator amount of stacks required. Oh, there's a lot more. I guess these are like, you can do it so it only shows up in 5-mans. This is so weird. Yeah, I'd have to maybe I will watch the video on the tutorial on this. But what I'm looking for is like what I had in the old version of Power Wars, which is basically only show this when my buff is not active. That's what I'm looking for. So activation, but we want to say when it's not, when I don't have the buff, show this. So far, I haven't seen that. So let's close this. And it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so it's definitely working. The animation's kind of weird though. Like it's not smooth. It's doing this weird jiggy-jaggy thing that I don't really care for. So let's say, let's just say, it's just the way the growings were is different. Let's do the orbit. Capacity. Yeah, it looked better in the original version. See how it looks like, you can see where it's like stopping, like the animation's like right there, it just kind of stops for a second. So it looks kind of, it's not smooth. It's not as smooth animation. Yeah, I liked the old version of it better. I do like how you can just move it really easily by just grabbing it and moving it around. That's actually really good. Level, sub-level animation speed. Let's speed it up. Old animation. It doesn't look as good as it used to, but whatever. It does the job. I like that they've got the shield and the cross. All very good anime. Very good for Paladin. And there's slots for other ones that they don't have. I guess that's kind of disappointing. They're just not showing up. Look, texture 5, they're like gone. Here, let's just close this down. Okay, so that's just straight up broken. Like, you see how the textures disappeared? Where'd they go? Like, see, they're gone. Like, all the textures just literally just disappeared. I was just like, okay, what happened to them? Whoa, like, look at these. These are just like left side ones. Cool, though. Look. Wow. Like I said, I could play around with these for a while. They're just like one side, though. Still, though, you could really mix and match, create multiple ones, do all kinds of stuff, and create some pretty cool visuals. What the fuck? Look at the skull, man. I'm digging this. Size again. All right, so okay, so sub-level animation speed, level, sub-level opacity, rotations. Change the color. Okay. So the only thing we need to do is figure out how do we make it such that it only shows import set test export set export copy global effects enable for rotation desaturate. Right? What I'm looking for is how to only show this blend texture strats flame blow frame strat. I'm not sure what this means. WoW textures, custom textures, text aura, whatever. Models? Custom. Use the slave or debug texture instead. Rounded icon. Yeah, they seem to have removed the ability to show that this when the buff isn't there. So enter here the operator amount. This is required activate deactivate the effect. Operators required less than 5 stacks, greater than 3 stacks. Right now it's greater than or equal to 0. Let's try less than or equal to 0. I don't think this is going to work because I'm not really sure what they're doing here. Okay, now so you can see it. It's gone. Stacks don't. Get rid of it. We don't care about stacks. Okay, well this sucks because it's not really doing what I want it to do. It was so easy in the old one. It was just like show when active or don't show when active. Show stacks, timer, show animate on refresh. Only show since activation. They would have buff. I'm just seeing if there's like a buff removal, but it doesn't look like a debuff, buff, AoE, weapon, blah. Tracking, stacks, what's this? Enter here other IDs. Found, exactly. These are different specs. None of these invert, what's invert do? Invert the logic to show this effect only, Boom. That's what we want. Okay, so when we have the buff, we don't want to see it. When the buff disappears, this will let us know that Blessing of Might is down. Yeah, so cool. We got that. And now we're gonna do something cool. We're gonna go ahead and go look at these textures and see if we can do something more interesting. Okay, now we want to flip this. So we're going to say rotation, maybe? And it should be 180 degrees. Size. We're going to move this up, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to put this down here. And it's really moving around. Check it out. Well, see, now the orbit's finally working. Before, the orbit wasn't working. Now, once I did that, now it actually looks like it's working. Now let's change the color. We're going to do like... It's not loading. So this means we don't have the buff. Okay, this is cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this one. And we're going to say... Seal of Righteousness. If I spelled that right. It's a weird word. Righteousness. Seal of Righteousness. And we're going to change the color. A little more golden. We want the opacity to be 100%. We're going to change the size. Up to get quite a bit bigger. There. And then we want to get rid of the invert. Okay. Now we're going to close this. This X is too close to this handle. That's a bad programming. Whoever coded this should have put more padding around the X. Because see, when you're trying to click the X, sometimes you're getting this. You have to move the cursor until you get all the way. Look, even I had to move the cursor all the way to here before it gave me the X. Sloppy programming. All right. So here you can see that now we've got this that lets us know that Seal of Righteousness is in effect, right? The other thing we can do, I still think it's too small. It's not. The other thing we can do here is let's make it. I don't like the color here. Let's make the animation faster. Animation speed. Let's make it like 100%. And then we're going to make the size larger. That big. Let's do 75. 70%. Okay. And that's pretty cool. So now when we see that down there, we know Seal of Righteousness is up. And then the other thing we want to do, that's all. That's all we need. And now it looks pretty cool, right? I like it. I think let's do it. This is actually really cool. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Okay. So my knees. So since my knees messed up, I'm just sitting here. I can't really move around. And since it hurts so bad, I'm taking a bunch of Advil. Anyways, so that's pretty cool, right? So we put it. Can we stop it? I don't want to test it. Wait. Wow, this add-on's jank. This add-on's really janky. It's really janky. Like I can't bring up the UI. I don't know why. Okay, we'll just delete it. That one's not working. Can I delete it? Hold Control to allow them. Yeah, that one was just straight up janky. Oh, I got an idea. I got an idea. Oh, my knee's killing me. God, my knee hurts. I blew my knee out, guys, so I'm in a lot of pain. It actually really hurts. I got an idea though. Let's do this. Let's target myself. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna rotate this. What, 90 degrees? How about 270? And we're gonna get rid of the animation. Static. Static. Size. Move this again. That. Oh. Hey, Distress. Well, hey, Distress, how's it going? Well, actually, I'm in quite a lot of pain. My left knee, which was hurting me after the move, right? Like, I knew there was kind of probably something wrong with my left knee. I was climbing up a hill the other day, grabbing a frisbee that my wife threw off the hill for the dog, and I just kind of like my left foot kind of slid on the hill a little bit, and I twisted my knee, and something just went, man. So I've got some serious. I think I've got some ligament damage in my left knee, and I'm in a lot of pain. I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. It actually hurts to do anything. It hurts to walk. It hurts to stand up. It actually hurts to sit here. Everything hurts. So I'm just taking tons of Advil and. Yeah, I knew that knee's been, if you watch, like I said, it's one of those things when you get older. It's one thing I think you never want to say. You never want to say these words. You never want to say I have bad knees. But, growing up, but I played a lot of sports when I was young, especially tennis on hard courts. And I knew that there's a good chance when I get older, my knees were going to have some issues. And I don't know what I partially tore my ACL on my left knee like a long time ago. And I don't know what's wrong with it, but I don't think it's my ACL. The good news is I don't think it's my ACL, and that's good because the ACL is the major tendon that goes through the middle of your knee, which really stabilizes your knee. And it's the pain's on the inside of the knee, which I think is the PC. I believe the PCL is the inside. So, but I think I've got a torn tendon or a severely strained tendon. I don't know what it is, but it hurts like hell. So, it is what it is. What can you do, right? So we're having fun with Power Aura's Classic. So what we're doing here is we're going to target this spider. Now what we're doing is when I throw up Seal of Righteousness, this is going to show up around the target, letting me know that my Seal of Righteousness is currently up. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, well, we're going to Tennessee in November, and I do a lot of hiking and stuff up and down hills. Whatever it is, I want to get it fixed now, so that when I go to Tennessee, I want to have time to recuperate. If I had to get any kind of surgery on it or whatever, I want to make sure that it gets fixed now. So... Cool. Want to do any of Oh, the other thing we want to do is turn this off. The animations don't look as good as they did in the original version, which kind of sucks. But, you know, what can you do? We only want to see that when we're in combat, right? Here. And yeah, leveling's been tough to Stratos in World of Warcraft. I mean, just playing World of Warcraft's been really hard. I've been watching a lot of Ashes to Creation videos lately, and the more I watch, the more I'm like going through like their YouTube channel, just kind of going through Steven's, you know, live streams and different AMAs and stuff like that. The more I like what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of really good stuff from Steven about, you know, what they're trying to do, where they're trying to go. Yeah, I was
Lovely.
looking at the different types of gathering. So in Ashes Creation, we have logging, mining, herbalism, fishing, and hunting. The processing professions, their processing they have is metalworking, stonemasoning, weaving, tanning, lumber milling, farming, animal husbandry, alchemy, and cooking. The crafting professions are weaponsmithing, carpentry, arcane engineering, which I'm going to guess that that's something to do with ships, maybe, but I'm not sure. Armor smithing, leatherworking, tailoring, jewel cutting, and the scribe. So quite a bit of variety. And it's broken down into gathering, processing, and crafting. So it's very similar to Black Desert. I can tell that Steven must have played Black Desert at some point. There's definitely a lot of kind of influences going on. Hey, Restyler. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. I can definitely sense a lot of you know, influence from Black Desert Online. And we know that Steven was big into, you know, Arcade. So obviously he wants to do the travel packages, he wants to do the PvP, he wants to do the sailing and the ships and the ship combat. And of course the housing. We know all that stuff's going to be there. But it's going to be interesting to see, and that all the other things that they're trying to put in. I'm going to be going through all the videos and trying to figure it all out. And I'll be doing a lot more videos covering Ashes of Creation probably over the next 6 months. You know, it's funny because initially when I wasn't really too impressed with Ashes of Creation initially, but you know, they're really making a lot of good progress on it now. And now after going down to Legend 5, the game just looks so damn good graphically, and they've done a good job of overhauling the combat. The combat's so much better than it used to be. Still got a long way to go in my opinion, but it's definitely better than it was. Alright, so we're going to turn this quest in. We're level 11. I think we're good enough to go to Darkshore. Fortunately, we don't have the chain. I could have done some of the chain quests, but it's just too much running around. I didn't want to do all the running. You know, the Night Elf quest at Dolinar. I could have knocked out some of those, and it would have chained me into quests leading into Darkshore, but there's just so much running that's involved with that, so I'm going to skip it. Still looking at... Right now, I'm still mining and skinning currently. Eventually, I'm actually going to go blacksmithing, just for the hell of it. I really don't feel like doing alchemy. Although alchemy's good and all.
I am listening.
I am honored.
but it's not where I'm gonna go. Okay, we don't need. Actually, this sword's better.
Till next we meet.
How you been, Destratus? You been playing any Turtle WoW? I know you used to play quite a bit of Turtle WoW. I haven't been playing any Turtle lately. I got too many hardcore characters in Classic. The community in Classic WoW for hardcore is really good. Like, if it wasn't for hardcore, I wouldn't be playing Classic World of Warcraft at all. It's too good. The community's really good. There's thousands and thousands. There's probably around 4,000 at least people on this particular server, Bloodsail Buccaneers, doing hardcore characters. So it's very active and it's a good community.
Speak quickly, young one. I have urgent matters to attend.
Yeah, I jumped on Chromicraft, but I just felt like I just felt like the population just wasn't big enough, unfortunately. The problem with Turtle WoW, and I love Turtle WoW, there's really only one issue I have with Turtle WoW. Two issues. One, the client, obviously doesn't look as good as the classic client. The 1.14 classic client is much nicer looking. And it's just better it's easier to use macros on, stuff like that. It's just an easier client to work with. It looks a lot better. Graphically, it looks way better. And the other thing I have with Turtle WoW is it's a little laggy. There's quite a little bit of like these little lag spikes that you get on Turtle WoW, which I'm not a big fan of. But that's it. I mean, outside of that, Turtle WoW's got amazing content. Some of the custom content's fantastic. And if anybody watching this video or this stream has not played Turtle WoW and you're interested in vanilla WoW, you definitely should try Turtle WoW because it's really good. If Turtle WoW if they could fix like the lag issues they have, and if it got really popular with a lot of players again, I probably would start playing on it again. Nectar Moon, which is kind of interesting. It's a very low pop, but they have custom features with AI companions you can hire. That's kind of weird. Nectar Moon? Yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
Hello everyone. My name is Leo, also known as Ace, and in this video I want to talk to you about something that I've been working on for some time now, and that is AI companions on the vanilla WoW private server Nectar Moon. However, before I start talking about this, I want to give you some perspective, some context, because I think it's very important to understand where all of this is coming from, why I wanted to work on this, and why this is such a cool idea. Now, I love to play classic RPGs. I may not be the most hardcore or the most knowledgeable about them, but I have played through many of them, and they are probably my most played genre. Games like Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Knights of the Old Republic, Divinity Original Sin, Pillars of Eternity, Dragon Age, Pathfinder, Final Fantasy VII, and probably others that I can't remember at the moment. But the point is, I used to love to really get down to it and take the time to learn about the game mechanics, come up with cool party compositions, theorycraft builds, and really invest the time to get immersed into that particular game and its lore. Sadly, as life goes on, there's not much time for me to invest into doing this nowadays, as I find myself just wanting to play one class or one particular build or to try out something that I haven't before. But it's not possible to focus only on the one thing.
Rogue died at 54.
Instead, you have to put the effort into your whole entire party. So if
I mean,
you
Silithus.
want to play a wizard, then you can't just play the wizard, you also have to play the fighter, the rogue, the priest, the paladin, and whatever else you decide to bring along in that party. Recently, I wanted to do a replay of Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, and I wanted to play a wizard on the highest difficulty, which is something
And there,
that
Amigo
I
says
haven't
right there,
done
Amigo,
before.
why did I do this quest?
So I was very excited.
I'm gonna guess, was he doing the Insane Druids quest? Because there's that one quest in Silithus that you do not want to do. Farewell time for Ulduar. He's gonna go play Wrath of the Lich King. That's what I think of Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Yeah, he died. I wonder though. Silithus is dangerous though. I mean, if you're gonna go into Silithus at 54, it is a dangerous zone for sure. I wonder if that's what he was doing, that one quest. There's one quest in Silithus when you start to walk into Silithus. Actually, here, I'll show you guys what it is. And there's this quest where you go and you kill these like ghosts, druids, and it is a rough quest. Like not one I would do in hardcore. It is really dangerous. It's this one. It's been so long since I've gone into Silithus, right? As you come in here, and here's Cenarian Hold, right? There's some structures right here, and there's a quest where you have to go into these structures and kill these ghosts. That quest is, man, that's difficult. Like that is not a quest that I would recommend when you're playing hardcore characters. And I wonder if that's what he died, how he died. But it doesn't look like he died to a bug. Watch out for the bugs too.
About it. I read about the class lore and the class fantasy and its abilities and a little bit.
Okay, so he's
Both
talking
often
about
combat,
all his history of playing
high health
class composition. We get it. We get it. We get
the whole
it.
entire game. They are companions and fully prepared to fight. This is all nice and this way I can finally play my character and forget about the rest, because they behave and make decisions in the same way that I would. So there's nothing more.
You're doing RC with 4 AI companions where I tanked. AIs did DPS and heal. They have pretty good AI by itself, but you have commands you can use to control them. So Distratos, I mean, how viable is it? I mean, is it? I mean, it sounds really interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds pretty interesting.
More for me to tell them. In this Dragon Age playthrough, by setting up my companions correctly, we were able to clear the game, which is the difficulty. Problem. Large packs of enemies. We killed bosses, we killed dragons, we killed large packs of enemies, no problem. That's the beauty of it. Except that there's still a problem. This is all nice and dandy, but it's still not hands-free. I still have to build my companions, teach them spells, gear them up, and of course, I had to learn how to write this logic for them and actually take the time to write it. And I just want to play my wizard, man. Alright, that's all the context I wanted to give you. Now let's talk about the World of Warcraft vanilla private server NictarMoon and the AI companions that you have access to on the server. For those of you who don't know what companions are, they are server-controlled characters that you can hire by going to an inn. These characters can fulfill different roles of your choosing.
Okay, it sounds. I'm not gonna lie. This actually sounds really cool. I'm not gonna lie to show us. This actually sounds really interesting. Let me set up an account. This actually sounds pretty cool. Let me set up an account on NictarMoon really quickly. Oh my god, my knee hurts. I'm gonna have to take some more painkillers here in a minute. Register. Let's come up with a different password. Let's do. I have so many private server WoW accounts, and I always try to keep my passwords very unique because I don't want someone hacking one of my accounts and getting access to any of my others. So it's getting kind of ridiculous. Here, hold on a second while I bring up my password manager. Give me a second. Another perk is that you can learn all professions on a single character, making it a bit easier for myself to not create. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so my account's been created. Let me go to my email to see if I have to like activate it or anything like that. Haven't gotten any email from them yet. Let me try to log in. Says server information, 1x rates, companions, auto fishing, cross faction, marketer system, transmog system, max professions, debuff limit removed, player rate progression, lore friendly, custom content, great. Huh. Okay, I'm logged in. Okay, we're on. Let's take a look. Got a Discord here. Let's join the Discord. Really interesting. I never heard of this. How did you ever find this one? How did you ever find this one, Distratus? This is really unusual. Okay, so we got to download the client for Windows. Let's do this. Download the client. Okay. Download anyway. Scan it after the fact. And let's see. Thought we joined it, but I'm not sure where it went. Maybe. VictorMoonWow.net. Discord. Accept invite. Looks like it's Russian. That looks like Russian to me. Says there's only 3 minutes left. How many people we got here? Developers 2, rare 1, uncommon 1, bots online 155. So not a lot of people in the Discord. Yeah, we're downloading. We've already got 1.7 gig down, so it'll be down in a few minutes. Where's the? Let's see. Happen to go here because it's not. It's not.
Hello everyone, I'm Ace, one of the developers who works on the AI companions on the vanilla WoW private server NectarMoon, and this video is a guide where I'll go over what the companions are what they can be used
I just want to say he's using mixed scrolling battle text.
for, what are the
You
commands
guys know how
you
much I
give
love that
them,
add-on.
and how you can control them. This video will have timestamps, so you can easily find the section you are interested in. First of all, the companions are server control characters that you can hire from any of the companion representatives who are usually found at taverns, sitting right next to the
Hire by
innkeeper.
role. This is
You
cool.
can recognize them by the companions tag that's right under their name. The hiring cost scales both with your level and the number of companions that you hire. The more companions you have, the more it will cost you. This was done with the intention of dissuading you from always bringing the maximum number of companions and trivializing the game.
Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean,
This way,
the amount of people playing doesn't really matter because you're not really going to be playing with other people, right? I mean, I guess you, I guess you could, right? I mean, could you group? I mean, you could, right? Like if you grouped with someone else and then they've got their AI characters they're controlling, and then you've got your AI characters you're controlling, right, Destratos? Like, I mean, I could group with you, and maybe I've got one AI person, and you've got one AI person. I've got like a healer. I'll be like, hey, let's group. I've got my healer with me, and you'd be like, yeah, let's group. I've got my tank with me, or maybe you're the tank, and you said I've got a DPS with me. That would be kind of cool. You could like group. You know what I mean? That would be interesting. Shay is a rare. Okay, welcome. Saw some people join this week after having seen Red Post. They've all said how awesome it is. You'll find a great tune in case you want to go deeper into the rabbit hole. Viewer of mine, the Stratos. Sure. All right.
way, you have to decide for each gaming session what sort of help you require and what activities you wish to do. If you plan well and make use of this service efficiently, you will not be using gold. On the contrary, you'll be making much more. The companions you hire will only stay with you for as long as you remain online, and if you were to relog, then you'd have to rehire them.
Oh no!
Wait.
Wait. Why would you have to rehire them? Hey, Destratus, I thought you. So wait. Are you saying you've got to hire them, gear them, set them up, use them, and then when you log out, it's all gone? That kind of. If that's true, that straight up sucks. You should be able to save them. You know what I mean?
Efficiently, you will not be using gold. On the contrary, you'll be making much more. The companions you hire will only stay with you for as long as you remain online, and if you were to relog, then you'd have to rehire them.
Okay, so they're auto geared. Oh, okay. Well, I think what would be really cool is, I'll respond here. What would be really cool is if they could, you could even hardcore mode where build. I mean, it would be a lot more time. It'd be a bigger time sink if you did it that way, but it would be, I think it would be cool to have the ability to gear up your companions just as if you gear yourself up. So like, and then what he could do is he could go into if you're doing dungeons, just make the loot table be a little bit more. Well, you don't really have to do it. No, just do a normal loot table. But the thing is, you'll be able to roll. You'll be able to grab the gear for for your companions. And then when you log off, you'd be able to save your companions. I mean, I don't think that would be that difficult. I mean, I've never coded for the WoW private server clients that they're using, but I mean, if you can sit there and update. I mean, it just seems to me that it wouldn't be that difficult to do, but maybe it is. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a developer. I've never worked on private, but I've always wanted to, but it's so time consuming. And I'd rather learn Unreal Engine 5 and start writing my own little games than try to hack into WoW because WoW is so old and I'm getting to the point where I want to play something new. But But it would be really neat if they could do that. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Server go down? Uh-oh. Server went down?
The maximum number of companions you can hire is 4. That means you can have a full party, which will allow you to run the vast majority of PvE content in the game all by yourself. They are scripted to make the most out of the game system that a player has access to, and they reflect what a player character can do, as they are characters themselves, albeit temporary ones. Alright, that was the general information about the companions. Now let's talk about how to control them. But before that, you should know that on the Nectarmoon website there is a list of commands explaining what each of them does. If you need a text representation, on the Nectarmoon website there is a list of...
Yeah, well, you say that, but then when I go here, I don't see them. Let's go to the Companions wiki. It looks like he needs to update his video. Commands. Okay, so here's a list of our commands.
Commands explaining what each of them does.
I think your scales of the level, which is based on yours. Okay, at top end, you go do quests to upgrade them.
Links in the description.
Oh, so you can go do quests to upgrade them. That's cool. See, that's cool.
Okay, so
right?
Let's say that you are a fresh level 1 character starting on the server. What do you do?
Wow, we can actually grab a companion at level 1.
Well, generally speaking, you have to go to a tavern to hire companions, but we have also added some representatives in the starting zones so you can get started right away. You will always be able to see the hiring cost when talking to a representative.
Custom
and
features.
Like I said before, the cost will change based on how many companions you've already hired, your level, and the license that you have. But licenses only come into play at level 60. Right now you need 1 copper to hire your first companion. Since you start with no money whatsoever, you have 2 options. Either you can sell the food from your inventory that you start with, or you go and kill a bunch of mobs and make some money. Now, for the hiring process, you have a couple of options. You can hire companions by role, which is the fastest way, or you can take your time to customize them.
Well, let's stop this stream, guys, because first I'm in a lot of pain right now because of my knee. I need to go take some painkillers. But let me just start up a new stream, and let me set up the server and make sure that it works and that I can connect. And then we'll come back and I'll start a stream and we'll try this out. We'll try to create a character on this server, and we'll try to get a companion, and we'll try to figure out the controls of how to control the companion. And yeah, it should be pretty interesting. Be able to hire one. Yeah, Distress. Thanks for showing that. But I'll be back in like. I need to walk the dog if I can, which is going to be fun because my knee's killing me. But let me give me like a 30-minute break or 40-minute break, and then I'll come back and we'll try this out. It ought to be interesting. So level 14, you can get 4 companions. I think like initially, I mean, what I will do is I'll probably create a, just a healer. A companion would be a healer. I think that would be fun. And then what I'll do is I'll probably create a, hey, Distratus, is this like a 1.12 client? I'm assuming this is a 1.12 client, right? I'm assuming that's what it is. And then I'll probably create, I'm trying to think, if I had a healer, what class would I want to create to like solo dungeons or something, or solo content with? If I had my own pocket healer. I mean, obviously a warrior would be pretty good. I don't know. I'm kind of, man, I'm thinking standard vanilla client. So, hey, Distratos, what are you playing? Like, what class did you pick? I'm just trying to think what would go good with a level with your first companion. I'm thinking warrior. I mean, I'm thinking warrior or paladin would be good. because you could tank. You could set up a tanking build. I think I'll probably go Paladin. Even though I'm leveling a Paladin. I don't know, man. I'm so burned out on WoW. It's tough, man, to keep creating different... The problem with World of Warcraft, and I've said this so many times before, is there's so many different private server projects. There's so many different, unique, interesting things, and the new ones like this keep popping up. So I keep trying different things out, and it's really cool, but it's very, very difficult to progress very far in one thing because I'm spreading out my time amongst so many different things, which really kind of sucks, to be honest. But you're playing Druid with Warrior until I got Bear Form, then I've been using Shaman to DPS heal. I kind of thought, so Druid in Bear Form would be kind of cool. Druid with Warrior until I got Bear Form, then you've been using Shaman to DPS/heal. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe I should just create a Shaman since I never play Shamans. How about that? What if I created a Shaman? The Shamans can kind of DPS and heal. And then it just feels like if you're going to have companions with you, it feels like you would want to almost play a tank. That way you could control, what you're pulling and what you're tanking, and then just have like the other people in your group, the AI people, assist you with DPS and healing. That seems like that would be the easiest thing to do. For me, anyway. That seems like that would be the easiest. Like kind of what you're saying, until you got Bear Form, you had a warrior maybe that tanked. But now that you got Bear Form, you're probably doing the tanking, I would imagine. So yeah, Druid does sound kind of... I might do that too. Keep in mind there are some unique options. Could do Backstab Rogue with a tank to keep aggro. Or maybe yeah, the old multi-box bullshit. I ain't gonna do no multi-box boomkin crap. Then I just might, why bother? That's been done. You know what I mean? It's like 5 elemental shamans. You know what I mean? So, warrior healing as well. See how that plays out. Yeah. I guess there's a lot of options when you think about it. Like, I mean, you could do a healer, or you're healing and doing DPS, and then your group's tanking for you, or you could tank. I think I'm gonna do a Paladin. I just feel like it'd be cool to be able to like do like huge AoE pulls as a Paladin, but then just have like a person that just heals me. You know how many mobs I could AoE pull with a Paladin if I had a dedicated healer? You know what I mean? I could pull some. I could set up AoE leveling with a Paladin by the time I hit like level 20. And now, isn't there... They said it's 1x, but I would prefer if we could do 2x. I thought I saw something in there that said maybe we can do 2x. So, let's see. Nictor Moon, what was it? Nictor Moon was it .net? Nictor Moon WoW? Wait, I think I saw it down there. I would prefer to... See, it says 2x speed rates option for leveling alts. Kind of sucks that it's 1x, because like I said, I've got so many things, irons in the fire right now. But I guess we don't have an option. We're 1x. It'd be nice if the server was like 2x at least. But yeah. You can either get it in game through quests or through donations. Okay, well then I'll do that. I'll grab the shirt. I'll grab the donations, grab the shirt, and because if I can level twice as fast, that'll be a lot better. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna take a break. I got to take some pain pills. And I gotta see maybe if I can walk the dog, if I can get down the stairs, which is gonna be interesting. Since my knee's so messed up. But yeah, it's cool. I'll check it out. Like 10 Mooncloth 300 gold, more intended for alts. Yeah, I'll just let's see if it's on here. Donations. There's a shirt, right? This one. So 2 XP. So this costs 10 euros, which is kind of a lot, to be honest. But yeah, so doesn't seem to work though. Oh, you got to select a character in there. Okay, you have to have a character create a select character, then you can select what you want. Yeah, but 10 euros. It's kind of expensive. But, that's how they make money. And then you can buy bags, 10 euros. Actually, the bags are cheaper than Turtle WoW. In Turtle WoW, you buy a bag, although this is probably not as big. No, it's a 26-slot bag. In Turtle WoW, you buy a bag, and it's like the 26-slot bag, I think, is like $20. Like the 26-slot bag in Turtle, I'm pretty sure is $20. The 36 slot bag is like $30. I mean, it's not cheap. What is the Eye of a Loon? It's always to watch. You summons a ring of light on a specific location. Erratic cube is also a bag. Alright, yeah, see, so this one's 20. So this is 20 euros. So it's cheaper than Turtle Wow, but still a little bit expensive. If you buy this one, which is 60, you get a bunch of stuff. You get, I mean, this is going to be your best buy, right? I mean, you're getting the 10, you're getting the Heretic Cube. I mean, right here, yeah, you get the Bag of Plenty. So that's 2, 4, 60, the Eye of a Loon, Peacemaker. Yeah, I mean, this, you're probably getting, look, it's $120 value for 60 bucks. And they're smart. I mean, they're trying to put some stuff in here that can get you to spend some money. You know, I understand why they do that. I mean, it's a lot of work for people to put these servers up, run them, you know, host them and all that stuff. So people never put this shit up unless, I mean, it's usually a passion project, but it's about making money. You know, these people want to make money. There's no doubt about it. Anyways, I'll catch you later to Stratos, everybody else. I'll be back in, I don't know, 30 minutes, and we'll try this out. I think this will be really cool. I mean, this is so different than, right, I'm really burned out on regular WoW, and I think people know that. Because if you go into here, you can see, look, 25 Druid, 12 Rogue, 37 Warrior, 20, 111 Paladin. I mean, come on. The reason I keep switching up is because I'm trying to just have fun, you know? Like, I level the Warrior to 37 hardcore, and I love the Warrior. Warrior's fun, but I get bored. I level the Melee Hunter. Melee Hunter's fun, but I start to get bored. So, yeah, so this will be fun. I'll catch you guys.